Today, we are going on a really fascinating journey into one of the world's most beloved herbal remedies. We're going to go from seed to sip and explore the entire story behind that calming cup of chamomile. So many of us reach for it when we just need to unwind. But have you ever really stopped to think about the journey that little tea bag took? What's the real story behind it, and what is it that makes it so incredibly good at what it does? All right, let's get into it. It is kind of mind-blowing to think that this fragrant, beautiful, flowering plant that we all recognize starts right here as something so small you can barely even see it. This tiny little speck holds thousands of years of history and, of course, healing potential right inside. Now, to really appreciate chamomile, we have to go back in time. I mean, way back. Its legacy as a healing herb is ancient, and it's woven into the very fabric of some of history's greatest civilizations. I mean, just look at this incredible history. In ancient Egypt, its flower looked so much like the sun that it was considered sacred to the sun god Ra. Then you have the Romans, always practical, with guys like Pliny the Elder writing down its uses for everything from pain to digestion. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, and it was an absolute staple in monastery gardens used for sleeplessness and anxiety. And you know what's so cool? Today, modern science is basically just catching up, isolating the exact compounds that prove what these ancient cultures knew all along. So, how do we bring this amazing ancient herb into our own gardens? Let's switch gears to the practical stuff and see how you can actually grow it right from the ground up. Okay, the best news is that German chamomile isn't some super fussy plant. It loves sun, needs soil that drains well, but the most important thing, the one thing you have to remember, is right there at the end. The seeds are minuscule and they need light to sprout. Getting that one detail right is literally the key to success. And because those seeds need light, the planting process is very specific, but also super easy. You just scatter them on the surface and then gently press them down. Whatever you do, do not cover them with soil. Then just mist them lightly, and once they're up and growing, thin them out a bit. That's it. You've given them the perfect start. Growing the plant is one thing, but harvesting it at just the right moment, that's how you capture all those amazing benefits. When we're talking about potency, timing is absolutely everything. Now, this is such a great pro tip. You want to look for the flowers where the white petals are perfectly flat, horizontal, like little rays of sunshine. And picking them on a dry morning ensures that the essential oil content is at its absolute peak. Plus, and this is a big deal, wet flowers can get moldy really easily, so this simple rule makes a huge difference in the quality of your tea. All right, once they're picked, drying them correctly is the next mission-critical step. You spread them out in a single layer and find a spot that's warm, well-ventilated, and dark. Now, why dark? Because direct sunlight will actually break down those precious oils we're trying to save. You'll know they're ready when they feel totally brittle and the little petals just snap right off. Then, into an airtight jar they go, ready to bring you calm for up to a whole year. Okay, we've grown it, we've harvested it, we've dried it, and now for the best part, the brew. Let's actually look at the science that makes this simple flower so powerfully calming. So the hero compound here is a thing called apigenin. The easiest way to think about it is like this. Your brain has these little receptors that are like keyholes. Apigenin acts like the perfect key that fits right into those locks. And when it clicks in, it helps to quiet down your nervous system, which reduces anxiety and brings on that wonderful, relaxing feeling that we all know and love. And this just shows you the incredible results. Thanks to compounds like apigenin and others, you get this whole spectrum of benefits. So it's not just a sleep aid, right? It's a digestive soother, it's an anti-inflammatory, and it's just an all-around supporter of your well-being. Pretty amazing stuff. Now, if you want a truly potent brew, the most important tip is right there at step 3. Cover your cup. As the tea steeps, all those wonderful, beneficial oils can actually escape with the steam. But if you just pop a little lid or a saucer over your mug, you trap all that goodness right in your cup. It makes for a much more effective and, frankly, a much tastier brew. Okay, hold on. Before you rush out to buy seeds, there is one more vital piece of information you absolutely need to know. Not all chamomile is created equal, especially for tea. Let's break down the two main players, German and Roman. I mean, they look pretty similar, right? They smell similar, they both have calming properties, but botanically and in how we use them, they are actually quite different plants. So how can we be 100% sure which one is which? Well, it all comes down to a super simple test that anyone can do. If you have a flower head, you can find the definitive answer just by looking at what's hiding right underneath that little yellow gem. And here it is. This is the foolproof test. If you were to split that flower head right down the middle, German chamomile, the one that's best for tea, has a hollow, cone-shaped center. Roman chamomile, on the other hand, its center is solid. It's as simple as that. It's a guaranteed way to know which plant you're working with. This table just sums it all up perfectly. For our purposes, making a daily relaxing brew, German chamomile is the clear winner. It's an annual, it grows upright and bushy, and it has that milder, sweeter flavor that's just perfect for tea. Roman chamomile is a perennial, ground cover, often with a much more intense, sometimes bitter flavor, and it's really better suited for things like aromatherapy. So we've covered the history, the cultivation, and the science. But the true power of chamomile, I think, comes when you start to integrate it into your life, not just as a drink, but as a genuine ritual. Think about it. The simple act of preparing and sipping a cup of tea that you grew yourself can be this powerful anchor in a busy day. It's a dedicated moment of self-care. It's a quiet little invitation to find some peace in the middle of all the noise. We've walked through the entire journey, right? From a speck of dust all the way to this perfect, calming cup. And we've seen how simple it can be. So really the only question left is, are you ready to cultivate a little more calm in your own life?